The Devil's Gateway by Deborah Harrison. Enfolded in the secure arms of Eden's Vale, we walked in the cool of the day with the divine. Senses sung with scents smelled, and visions of vibrant, verdant flowers and foliage, at peace in the bosom of eternal freedom, whole in the harmony of love's seamless unity, we, with the three-in-one, were complete. But a portentous presence pervades the air. The shapeshifter grooms our spirit with its slithering smooth lies, spinning a web of desire to tempt us with the spoils of Godhead. The delusion complete, desire is birthed. A bite is taken. In that instant, light is exhaled, extinguished. The dark, stark, naked souls remain alone, cold in shame. So begins the rule and legacy of humanity's grinding greed. Burning with consuming desire, we strip her forests, mine her innards, and adulterate her seas. Consuming to feed that hollow void of unquenchable vanity. With willful ignorance, we believe we are inherently good and cover ourselves with denial until the toxic air hangs thick, bleached corals crumble, and the wilderness a wasteland. In Mammon's pride, the entitled parade their gains to be admired, adored, worshipped. Oligarchs and despots spew rhetoric plagiarized from the master of lies. With haughty hubris, they dine on decadent indulgence off the backs of the pauperized. Blind to the exploited poor's poverty, who are crushed as captives in the capitalist's clasps. A shaft of light from eternity streams through the lost portal and is templed in human essence. The rescuer spurns the silver-tongued tempter, as Christ in his identity is secure and needs no earthly props. But even in his abundance of compassion, he too was consumed by the appetite of the downward pull of human avarice. In kenosis for love's divine destiny, he bleeds his glory upon society's outcasts. But his beauty could not be destroyed. His blood flowed down to cover our shame, our nakedness, with unadulterated love. Rivers of life from eternal well cascading through our souls, joining us again as interlocking parts of the whole. Rewarding the humble with a kingdom of justice and truth, and sight of a new heaven and earth. To begin again with those who reject the tempter's deception, and birthed in spirit once more, to build the kingdom.
I have a dream.
So where is that place, that Martin Luther kingdom that he once dreamed of, formed by his spoken word, breathed with passion, forged and brought to life as Adam was in the mind of a lonely God in need of communion? A place where we're not hemmed in by rubble-strewn land, overgrown with ugly hatred, choked with pollution, poisoned. Where Eden's plots are not divvied up to profit those who already have more than enough, yet want more still. The monkey's paw stuck, held fast in the cookie jar, unable to let go of greed, so no one gets fed. Listen, it's not a fable, but truth lived out the world over. Watch and pray. Don't fall asleep. The long ago dream did its best to survive, but died when he did. Stop. It can't be the end until we all live happily ever after, working together on something beginning with love, creating a place where hope can grow and thrive. A place as real as a postcode with clean water, freely accessible to all without wealth or extortion. Why not? We could call it Paradise on Earth, or just Earth for short.
Hello, my name's Royce Murphy and I'm a member of the Inside Out art group, a group of artists based in Gloucestershire who have contributed to the Christian Arts Festival over the last few years. And I trust you are keeping safe during the current pandemic. This sculpture was submitted for the Eden competition, and it depicts the dove returning to the ark with the sprig of the olive branch. And this signifies hope, not only after the flood, but for me after the current pandemic. It is carved in Ancaster stone, which does have quite a lot of detail. I wrote this a good few years ago, and it is called Incarnation, and it goes like this. Dawn will break, the sunshine stream, warm cold bone, cold back, cold mane. Clouds clear, and over hilltops climb, white heathers, gazing over a widening plain. When wind dies down and muscle ache, and eyes dry, open, rise and see. As dawn breaks, skies rise and birds awake, and all in one moment will be free. How soon, they ask, I ask. For in our sadness we have forgotten any goodness in the earth. We have passed over lights hidden in the darkness, white stones which mark the path. We will know, but that knowing is no longer ruled in time and space. That dawn has broken, not as understanding, but in the word who freely gave. How soon, the words without an answer, the human mind hears no reply, no explanation, but the certain love and laughter of the gentle hand that moves the skies.
Lush, tropical forest, thick canopy of green, lungs for every human being, home to many people, the habitat of animals, or it was, now threatened, held hostage to greed, aggressive agriculture, massive deforestation, illegal logging of hardwoods, harvesting palm oil, out there, in the Congo, Madagascar, West Africa, Indonesia, Malaysia, South America, too remote, you say? Seen only on TV or in National Geographic? No. Think again. Each time you shop for chocolates, donuts, biscuits or pizza, use shampoo, deodorant, makeup or lipstick, or wash up with detergent. Palm oil's the ingredient. The sap and life force of that forest vegetation going down the drain. The land it came from, raped and left for dead. 3 species an hour, driven to extinction. So when you hear of habitats destroyed, it's not like slum clearance, making way for urban renewal or regeneration. No, it's wanton destruction, making huge profits for major corporations. Let's not make ethical political, one step removed. Let it be personal. Let it begin with you, in Bolton, Dublin, Malaga or Rome. Refuse to support the demolition of our finest. Palace, mansion, cottage, flat, forest, plain, wetland, reef, eyrie, rookery, burrow, set, dray, den, lair and nest. The earth is home to all of us.
Finding My Voice by Ellie Thomas. This planet, plundered by the savagery of human greed, heartbreak of a fallen humanity, quietly decays. Voices, whispering, pleading, shouting for retribution, for liberty, to stop the rot. And me, how easy do I sit, a blinkered spectator, part of the crowd? Or can I, dare I, open my eyes, open my mouth, engage in the conversation, call for justice, join the lobby to stop the rot? Nurture what is left, protect what is weak, speak out for the oppressed and the dying, breathe life into decay. Join the planet community, stop the rot, heal the land.
Come sing a song of Christmas hope when hope seems out of sight. Come be amazed as angels blaze and chase away the night. Then sing sweet songs of joy and peace that turn the darkness bright. Come sing a song of Christmas hope when hope seems out of sight. Come sing a song of Christmas hope when hope's o'erwhelmed by sighs. Come watch as heaven's curtain parts to welcome earth's surprise. As wing and white light up the room and startle virgin eyes. Come sing a song of Christmas hope when hope's overwhelmed by sighs. Come sing a song of Christmas hope when hope's erased by fear. The angels say, don't be afraid. Believe that God is near. Rejoice! His voice brings news that's good to every trembling ear. Come sing a song of Christmas hope when hope's erased by fear. Come sing a song of Christmas hope when hope feels far away. Come bend a shepherd knee and see that hope is in the hay. To conquer death with baby breath and end the serpent's sway. Come sing a song of Christmas hope when hope feels far away.
Defiant hope. To be defiant and to stand for others who fall, to hear the whispers through the trees, come see. For too long the door has been left open to the room where lies hide, like a mirror declaring who is the fairest of all. For too long we have walked a path not narrow but wide, like a city whose street art attracts more people than God's call. For too long, and we say no more, no more. We will close the door. We will smash the mirror. We will take a new path. We will create the new art on the street. Because the prophets are not just in the subways, but they are waking from every street corner. Even ashes, even splintered wood, even broken roots cannot stop the confrontation to come. Defiance to everything that holds back the life of love will fill the streets. Protest songs of hope will dominate the soundscape of the city. There will be complaints, there will be conflict, because the generosity will be too much, because the hand of grace will be offered too often. Egos fall, pride surrendered, hierarchy flattened, titles erased. Hope will no longer be a word or an uplifting sermon heard or a message on an Easter card. It will be hardened will and determination of a grassroots nation, hand in hand with creation, tremendous elation, raptured transformation. For too long, and we say no more, no more. We will open a new door. We will develop mirrors that reflect the truth. We will rewild new paths. We will paint a new landscape in the city. Because God never sleeps but rests. In that rest, the same power that raised one from death to life will awaken once more, will defy small dreams and tiny hopes, will defy the possible being told as impossible for God. The time has always been now. And we will show you a life silent and obscured, holding gatherings for the poor. And we will show you a life spent picking up the rotten fruit and contemplating the sores. And we will show you a life drenched in grace and beauty and consumed by hope. And we will show you a life that screams prayers and lives prepared to lose so that others gain. And we will surrender once more and fall to the floor and try never to return the same. With defiant hope, we will surrender once more and fall to the floor, never to return the same. The hope placed in you by the planter of purpose is greater than. Surrender once more. Fall to the floor, never the same, ever again. For too long. And we say no more, because we will be hope.
Thank you. Thank you for holding my hand when I needed you, for stroking my hair and pushing my chair. Thank you for carrying me when I needed you, for getting me dressed in shorts and vest. Thank you for holding my bowl when I needed you, when the whole world was grim and I was so thin. But we've had many a good time too, times together I've shared with you, like trips to the park and lights in the dark, birthdays, balloons and cuddles galore. And then I would fall asleep and snore, and you would wash me and nourish me and make me feel comfortable. Thank you for being there for me when I needed you.
Welcome. I'm standing behind St Andrew's Church, which is an ancient church, and I'm standing on what used to be its graveyard, which was very beautiful. But it was paved over to make way for a car park for the supermarket in the background. And, sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry, there's an interruption. Excuse me. Looks as though we've got a news flash. I'm so sorry. Yes, emergency, breaking news. See this car park? This tarmac? This traumatised earth? Once it housed the dead. Their bones laid to rest in soil and grief. Victorian mourners in black crape, weeping for loved ones lost. Memories interred along with their beloved, hardly bearing to stay beside the grave so open-mouthed and cold, yet not wanting to walk away. When the ground had settled to an even level, they chose with care obelisks or sarcophagi, stone angels raising arms to heaven or with eyes cast down in sorrow. You know, my brother brought his camera here to take dramatic pictures in black and white, developed at home, watching as ivied angels emerged from nothing, gently washed and lapped by shallow trays of water and chemicals, a homespun alchemy that preserved those treasured memories. And my school, attached to the church, ran alongside this graveyard, an extended playground of sorts. A memorial to a chap who climbed Everest on that first successful trip. It's there, by the front wall of the cemetery. The greatest height before being felled by death and then buried here in Hove. His grave intact for now. But who will speak for the trees that were felled to make way for Hondas, Fiats and four-wheel drives? I hear them and feel them quaking as they pound the underside of this road beneath my feet, shaking their fists along with the dead. Why did you not let us rest in peace? Armed as you were with pickaxe, chainsaws and cranes, draining the land, bleeding it dry. Sacred history, ripped up, smashed, to make way for trade, commerce, convenience, and tokens for parking. And this is just a microcosm of the same scene the world over. Chunks hacked out of our planet's lungs as bulldozers decimate vast tracts of rainforest. For what? To make a quick buck, baksheesh, gelt. No thought for the future or the planet's health. When Cain killed Abel, the Bible tells us his blood spoke out of the earth and cried to God, telling the tale that was meant to be silenced, hidden. These bones, below, unseen, the sap from trees uprooted and killed, speak out now, dead, but not silent. They tell the truth still. And it is this, heed it well. If we murder Earth, our home, our playground, our provision of food and medicine, She will haunt us, our children and our children's children, as she appears, lifeless, limbless, as cold and bleak as progress. That's the end of the newsflash.
Restoring Paradise. The heart of heaven was walking and talking with King, Creator, Father, in the lush garden, in the cool of the evening. Oh, I will rip up concrete and sow seeds, plant and nurture, tend fruit, delight in birds hiding in the trees. Oh, that the sound of singing and the buzz of bees would be heard again midst trees and flowers that bloom from one rich season to another. But in my sowing and tending and watering of beauty, let me not neglect my heart. Let it not be stony ground. Melt my heart, that I may love and be loved. Tune my dull ears to your everlasting song. Lead me and you to walk and talk with you in the cool of the evening. For then, and only then, will Eden be restored.
Lost in a moment, shattering separation, the serpent slithers. Blinding orange light, glass caught sunrise reflection, hopeful wings take flight.
Christmas. Thank you for my poinsettia, the first of the year, its celebratory reds and greens of Christmas and cold, bringing memories of my second father Peter in hothouses and Christmas red blooms, associations of orange and cinnamon, lumpy stockings and fire, my mother rolling out pastry and great aunt Kath, associations holding the past and future together, childhood expectations and homecomings, frost and pale sunlight, the dawning new year, hoping for love, for peace, for gentleness, the full meaning of relinquished power, the presence of angels and journeying. We will go to the woods to select our tree, adorn it with light, baubles and glass, pile up red-wrapped presents under its branches, trying to avoid the Christmas of the Mall, its empty stresses and excess. There is still magic, the smell of woods, the peace of new birth, the promise of transformation, of light in the darkness, of stars in the forest, echoing a birth that means everything, fueling the deep desire to be kind, to keep loving when it hurts, the belief that all of it matters, that our great God is present in the birth of this child, and recognised and loved. This season of great hope sustains me deeply in this darkest of times.
I live with a life-limiting illness, but it doesn't define who or what I am. I am a husband, a father, a grandfather. I am a man. I am a son, a lover, and a brother, unique, one of a kind. There is no other. I live with chronic kidney disease, but it doesn't define who or what I am. I am a singer, a drummer, a musician, playing in a band. I am practical, creative and constructive. I hope you understand. I have passion and compassion. I care, I love to share. I am a friend you can depend to the very end. I am vulnerable, feel pain, though I am wonderfully made. I live with polycystic kidney disease, but it doesn't define who or what I am. I am a dreamer, a hoper, a visionary man. So I plan for a better future to do the things I can. I am a poet, a writer, an author, and a scribe. Communicate the with words to make you feel alive. I care about charity,
integrity and trust. Honesty and respect are also both a must. I live with a kidney transplant, but it doesn't define who or what I do. One day I'll die. I'll never lie. I'll always say what's true. I am a Christian, a child of God, forgiven for my sin. I am a sinner saved by grace. His Spirit lives within. I'm not perfect, I make mistakes and sometimes do things wrong, but I long to make a difference that will last after I've gone. I live with a disability, one that you cannot see, but it does not define who or what makes me me. I am confident, I am able. Look what I can do, not what I cannot. I know my limitations. I'm positive with my lot, my half-full pot. At times I'm despondent. To leave this out would be a lie. Though I make the most of what I have, I hope you give it a try. Not one of us is perfect. No way near, it's way off far. But don't let that stop you trying or define the way you are.
When you have your breakdown, when you lose the memory of even your name, when you lose everything, the first step to take, the best sound to make is I. Start there. Step one. One step taken, over and over again. A one-note samba, a little jazz with a hint of soul. With me now. I. A stroke of luck. A lucky break. Breaking silence with a kind of rap. A single mark on the page, a single swipe of a baton for an orchestra to note. A single word, the subject for a reader to start with. A single sound for someone to mark. Just that. Nothing more, not yet. Just I. Until you've got it down pat. A self-affirmation on continual repeat. A pogo of selfhood, jumping at the chance to move on. The sound of one hand clapping. A profound place to begin. A daily meditation. A peacock's worth of eyes for all to see. Self on display, resplendent, self-evident, a strut of colour. Lashes around an eye, spokes on a wheel, turning and spinning, on its journey to becoming whole and complete, and the start of something utterly beautiful.
Ship of Hope by Annette Turner. No one was allowed to run on the ship, no rough and tumble, because in space nothing must ever be broken. The life of the ship was our life. When she died, we died. These thin walls were our skin as well as hers, and we were her blood. We knew this, didn't ever not know it, and we were quite content. It's only now that we're here, on our beautiful second chance planet, and I have children of my own, that I can see how well they protected us, my parents and all the others, steadfastly shielding us from knowledge of danger. Food, water, air. Never more than one breakdown from catastrophe, they held up the roof of our world. Instead, we children, huddled under our bunks, were masters at playing. We knew every nuance of each other, using our resources, some as heroes and heroines, some as comics, stooges, technicians, peacemakers. We acted out our dreams. I don't remember being afraid. Not all those years we voyaged from star system to star system, searching. Not right until the descent and landing. That was scary. The feeling of burning our boats, the transition from passive to active courage, the exchange of everything we had ever imagined for one permanent, lovely but imperfect home. And so we embraced gravity in both senses, and it felt more dangerous and overwhelming than life in our fragile craft. Walking around the ship today, my children see it as almost a playhouse in scale. Cannot imagine, almost cannot believe that we lived entirely on it. But to us, it was our ship of hope. When we landed here, on this new world, we put aside every lesser and every other dream to grasp our pearl of great price. Our legs grew strong, our arms and our will. Our parents' faith was rewarded. First generation to lead us here, and in time the first to mix their dust with this new earth. They lie content. It is our turn now to hold up the sky.
Through jewelled-leaded lights, a drama unfurls in all its ambiguity. Upmarket vodka bar converted from church in High Street, the existence of God a dubious notion, the life of Jesus an interesting fiction. A throng of cocktail imbibers on never-ending quest to satisfy their dissatisfaction. Plasma screens flicker with latest YouTube, bold, arrogant, in your face. Pop idols thrust their wares, sexual, provocative, alluring. Pizza oven where once the altar lay, far cry from Golden Eagle, Bible and chalice. No register of married couples, no font of holy water, no sweet singing chorister or handshake on departure. Prayers now on Amazon wish lists. On a balcony, a woman stands up, glaring into the abyss below. Calm, deliberate, instinctive, she heaves an aluminium stool above her head. The Saturday night drinkers her target. Vandal, rebel, or Jesus in the temple. From her lips a shrill war cry pierces soundtrack of rappers and hip-hop. One voice breaks out from the pit. What the hell, crazy woman, out the way! His warning to others reverberates against column, archway and vaulted ceiling. Her gaze is drawn to the place where once the altar stood. Pizza oven flames fierce and furious. As if a time traveller, she is transported back to the Great War. Flashback reveals Spartanly dressed woman on her knees at altar, praying for husband on the front line. Sickly child at her feet, babes in arms. This emaciated woman married here in ivory silk and orchid headdress. She beseeches, eyes heavenward, for war hero husband to return, for first time to cradle their second born. No telegram with unwanted tidings, loss, sadness and tears. As the hallucination evaporates like confetti, whispered words stop her stride. They shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. The weapon freezes in her hand and returns mechanically to her side. Memories of how she found healing at such an altar. Churches, not only of brick and mortar, pandemic brought 2020 vision, filter of change far and wide, progress proving its worth, spiritual healing online, speaking in tongues through screens. To all tribes and nations, I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. Remembered words of prophecy, light amidst the mayhem. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. She knew in that moment to let go and surrender.